5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The legendary Waleed Coyote.
Appreciate it, man. It's a real honor to be here with y'all legends as well, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for coming and setting up shop, man. This is amazing, man. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you allowing us to be here, my brother.
Oh, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get
Dirty
it.
Talk, man. Let's go. The one and only. The only talk.
Dirty Talk, Dirty Talk. So on Dirty Talk, this is how we do. We do past, present, and future.
All right.
So what we want to know is, who is Waleed Coyote? Where are you from, and how did you get into this music industry?
I'm originally, I was born in England, but I'm from, we'll say Carolina by ways of Beirut, Lebanon. Interesting story. My parents had me in England because they were bombing the hospitals in Lebanon at the time, in the Middle East, and then moved here when I was 8 years old, and then I just fell in love with hip hop music. So that was like really like watching TV and how I learned how to speak English. So MTV, BET, you know, they're playing videos at the time. That's how I really learned the language.
Wow.
And then it was it. After that, the love affair began. And so we're still together, hip hop and music and me. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. So just watching videos just drawed you to hip hop.
yeah.
No
yeah.
other genre. No other.
Nah, it was hip hop, but I love rock and roll music early on, 80s music. Like, really just watching, I was one of them people that, like, as a kid, I would want to know everything. You know, who directed the video, who produced the song, who was the label. It was just kind of, like, I would look back on it, I would kind of say it's kind of a little weird now that I look upon it, but I was really, like, engulfed with the whole music as a whole, like the production, and I love wrestling too. So, and when you grow up in Greensboro, North Carolina, wrestling and music was like hand in hand. So when you see like Nature Boy Ric Flair walking down the aisle, or you hear a rapper come across, it's kind of like the same thing at the time, and the showmanship. And so going to school here and seeing that music was such a big thing for us, and the reaction, and at the time, not everybody was into hip hop, not the whole world like it is, you know, now and been for the last couple of decades. But during that time, it was like a select few that really knew about, and you had to, you know, you didn't have YouTube or the internet wasn't popping, so we had to go out and really seek and research,
Right.
you know, the music.
Were you the type that when you got a new tape, you looking at all the inserts?
Every single thing,
Who wrote
man.
what?
Listen, man, everything. The tape, the CD.
I used to do that too, man.
Man, everything. I just want to know everything. The Source magazine, everything that we could, just the hunger for the information. You know, watching MTV raps and recording the videos and watching everything was just, that was it. That was like engulfed a lot of my life. R.I.P. my pops used to tell me, if you knew the music like you knew your studies, you'd have straight A's. And I saw it and said, you know what, I'm going to music then.
Right.
If that's the case, you know, you're right, pops.
Do you play the instruments?
I don't, but I can hear things. I can hear the instrumentation. I can see the music kind of like, you know, it's like I can see it more than I can hear it sometimes. It's weird, I don't know, it's hard to describe that, but I can see it a lot of times.
So do you actually, can you DJ?
Yeah, that's how I started. R.I.P. Dana Lucci, Mixmaster D.
Dana Lucci.
That was one of my mentors. That's how I got my name Coyote too.
That's a Greensboro legend, man.
Legend, and he lived down the street from me on Newton Street, and so I lived off of Four Seasons Boulevard growing up, and the south side of Greensboro, right here, Rolling Rose neighborhood. And so I would go to his house every day, and that's what taught me how to DJ. That's what gave me the Coyote name, all kinds of stuff. So I literally like just carrying his records, and then coming into my own, getting the 1200s before the Serato. That was it. You know, that was a different world. You had to sit there and actually pick out the records and get the records on and make sure that nobody's bumping the table. It was a whole other world.
So not to skip the topic, but let's stay on topic. What can you tell the youth about just a little bit about Dana Lucci, man?
Oh man,
You know
Dana Lucci was like, so he was a bigger guy, right? So Dana had the whole community coming by to get CDs and mixtapes early on, and Dana was very creative. Dana, like, literally, you know, all his life was about music. So he was a DJ, and he also was a rapper, also a producer. And Dana was part of a group called the Busy Boys, who was signed on Payroll Records. And Payroll Records was one of the first hip hop record labels in North Carolina, and they sold a couple 100,000 units. So those guys had Nagorn, they had Fanatic, Mark Sparks. A lot of people came through Payroll, and Dana was part of the group, the Busy Boys. And the main rapper in the Busy Boys was Will Ski, aka Ski Beats, responsible for Jay-Z's first album. So being around all these phenomenal producers and rappers, how could I not get into the music business? Like these dudes was really creating, and Dana would come out with a new mixtape every day. And so that's how we kept up with a lot of the music. So Dana meant everything to us out here. Legend.
That's what's up. Did you major in mass communication?
Yes, I did.
You did? What school?
I went to Western Carolina University, complete opposite of the high school that I went to. Complete opposite, right? So like night and day, it was like Saved by the Bell. Like, that place also saved my life. But literally, like, the first day I went to that college, I couldn't believe that people really live like this. I wasn't used to that.
You weren't used to it?
Not at all. And I loved every minute of it. Discovered a lot of things up there.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's up,
A lot of wild things.
When you decided to go into music, was it ever any like cultural differences in your household about like why rap, why hip hop?
Well, my mom, I love my mom the most. My mom always wanted me to mix other genres with the hip hop music, which I tell moms all day, you were ahead of your time. She's truly ahead of her time. So she was always like, because now I call her, be like, listen, Mom, they're doing Afro beats with Spanish and Arabic, and so she didn't like the one thing she couldn't understand. So we're coming from another country. She couldn't understand the vulgarity, and so when I first discovered NWA as a kid, that changed my life, right? So I wanted to be like Eazy-E, So I'm talking about literally like not Ice Cube, Dr. Dre. These dudes were the most phenomenal rap group ever, the Rebellion. So I remember like I was in the 7th grade and my uncle. He's kind of like my Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince. Like he made it, him and my aunt. So they live in a very nice neighborhood in LA. And so him and me were real close. So, he called one day and was like, I want you to come out and spend the summer. Take you to Disneyland, Universal Studios, like where you really want to go. And I was like, bro, take me to Compton. And I'll never forget them trying to have a whole intervention after that. Like Compton, like what are you trying to, like I was like probably 11 years old or something, 10 years old. I wasn't trying to visit none of those places, man. Look, man, drop me off in Compton, right? Let me go hang out with the crew, right? And that's it. I'm good. Like, that's it. And they're like, man, what is wrong with this kid? But nah, so it's just one of them things.
They didn't take you to Compton?
Nah.
Did you drive through Compton?
Now, of course, that's, my cousin and me, like, in the early 2000s, we were a lot younger, of course. And as soon as we touched down in LA, like one of our first trips out there, coming back after my childhood, we went straight to the first place we went to was Compton. We went to everywhere that those records talked about.
Right.
Just to be there.
Just to be there.
Just to be there, just to feel it. Like one of the most beautiful things I tell anybody is music sounds a lot better in that area. Like when you go to Miami and you listen to Miami artists, go to Atlanta and you listen to Atlanta artists. When you first started going to New York and you got to Brooklyn, you start putting in the Jay-Z and of course Biggie and all the Brooklyn artists and the Queens artists. It just sounds so much better. And then you see the street signs. It just does something to you, to motivate. So it's a beautiful thing.
Do you ever think that Carolina can grow to that type of level where when out of timers come to us and they see that our artists is.
It's funny you say that. We had a show with Luke Nasty. I was in close to Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Washington, right?
Okay.
Very, very far. If you Google, it's probably like 3,700 miles from
Other
me.
side of the map.
Right, other side of the map, right? All the way up. So I was there, I think it was like 2018, 19, and one of the dudes that was with the promoter that booked us was telling me all he listened to is North Carolina artists. It's like around 2018, 19. My whole life, that's what this has been about. Since my whole journey, my evil plan was to get Carolina on the map. And not only on the map, but create an ecosystem here where the music drives the tourism, the music drives jobs, the music really, because a lot of times people do this stuff for free, and not only that, they risk their life for this dream. So for me, it was just about figuring out. Most millionaires that are my friends always have one saying: "Let's figure it out." Right? So that's what we've been doing for all these years, is figuring out. Because not only do I think I know North Carolina is going to be a music city, a music town, a music state. We're too talented. It's too good. Right, it's happening right now in South Carolina with Southern Soul as we speak. So the Carolinas are really on the cutting edge of taking over the music business.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think we always have been the shit.
Absolutely.
They just never given us the props.
It's not that, you know,
I don't know what to say about that.
I'm gonna be real with you, right? I used to not like the fact that when I was growing up, radio had, you know, when I was growing up listening to 102 Jams, right? Not to get off the subject, but they had, and a lot of these are my OGs, but a lot of these guys was not from here. So when you turn on the radio in your town and you listen to somebody that's telling you about the city they're from, y'all come from San Francisco, I come from LA, I come from New York, and that's what really the pride is in. I said, well, I'm gonna change that narrative when they give me a shot, right? And so to me, it's not about them recognizing, it's not about anybody giving us something. We gotta go take it and we gotta organize. There's gotta be a real revolution. Like you gotta literally, you know, kick in the door with the 4-4. Like there's gotta be like one of that type of mentality. Legally, of course, everything I'm saying is just metaphorical off of other rap songs, but literally you have to have the mindset of you have to go in this place and you gotta make it happen. And you gotta figure it out because they're not smarter than us. They don't make better music than us. And when I say they, that term is really like whoever's not us, right? So they they actually, North Carolina's been a consumer market in South Carolina, meaning that the artists come here back in the day and what? You know, get all the money, get the girls, take all the resources and then they go back home. But now we're producing some of the dopest talent and they're actually making livings off of it. And when I go to record label meetings now and have colleagues in the business, they always say, man, North Carolina's hot. And that's a tremendous step, but we still got a lot of work to do.
So let me ask you a question on that topic. With them having that, J. Cole has something, what is it? Dreamville. Does he ever have any local artists perform at Dreamville?
I think so. Cole is a dope dude for the state, right? Cole is kind of like, to me, I was one of the first people to ever interview Cole, and I've, met him many times since then, and I always salute him. Cole represents a side of North Carolina that I would say is really dope, which is like more of the college. We're a very educational state. We got a lot of colleges, right? Creative. But others of us are more into a little bit more street, a little more different genre. So
I want him to bite his motherfucking head off, but I ain't no excuse. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, I salute him and I love him because he's from our state. But I told bro.
I'm talking about the beef with.
But I'm gonna tell you how. But look how smart he was.
He was smart.
He was very smart because back up off of.
Not only that, but he's one person in the state. Like, who would have his back, right? As considering that. You could see so many of legendary people in the last 3 years, for whatever reason, have been dethroned, have been assassinated character-wise. Drake led the culture for 20, 15 years. He was #1 every time, right? And really, we saw nobody coming to his defense, really. Same thing with Diddy. No one really came to his defense. Y'all went to the parties. Y'all could wait for the dude to get on your remix, and that's just how the way the world works. You know, when you're on top, they're gonna try to knock you down. So I think I give Cole a lot of props for seeing the future, to what could have happened.
Even though he's a lyrical assassin.
No, he's a lyrical assassin, but he's also a dolo.
Yeah,
when it comes to that.
Smart.
He was very smart, and he did it at his show, which brought back a lot of press to his actual event. So the planning of it was genius of his apology, and he stayed out the way. Plus, he'd have dragged all of us into that beef, and I love LA, I love Compton, I got a lot of family members out there. I'm like, damn, now we can't go to LA? Man, because we're not going to
I'm just playing the devil.
No, and I feel you to advocate that for 1 second, because I'm the same way, right? But I mean, then what? Because we would have had to jump in.
Yeah, we would have had to.
We would have had the whole state would have jumped in. North Carolina, when they ride, they're going to ride with you.
Yeah.
Now it's not no disrespect. Once again, love my Canada folks, but this ain't Canada. This ain't one of them. Right, and no disrespect to nobody from Canada, but Carolina is really about that life. So it would have started World War III.
I'm a finger for the unity.
Love the unity.
For it.
Yeah, love the unity. But we do love a good boxing match.
Yeah, and we so much about that life.
My thing is, you he kind of inserted himself in that shit, and then he backed out. He put his big toe in there. Cause I mean, when nobody knew about the big three unless he said it, you know, in his rhyme. But however, I love J. Cole, man, and I just wanted to see that lion that roar.
Not for sure.
Just for a minute, cause he was taunting their ass. It was.
I mean, that beef was a beautiful beef, you know why?
It was a beautiful beef.
The reason why I say it's a beautiful beef, because no one died in the process.
Yeah.
So that's the best part. So
well, that's first and foremost.
First and foremost,
we learn.
And then it's two guys that really wouldn't shoot each other. You know, Drake, Kendrick might not even fight, but their crews probably will. But lyrically, it was what hip hop needed at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it proved to you that guys in their late 30s running the culture had the whole country and world talking about the music and everything kind of like help one another. Drake still streams like crazy. Kendrick's getting $12 million to do shows now for concerts. It's unbelievable. It's a beautiful thing.
Look, I was gonna ask one question before we move on. Do you think that's our downfall? That Carolina, Trefo, Greensboro, High Point, be so much about that life that it's kind of kept us out of the industry because we do ride it. Not only that, we stand 10 toes down, whatever it is we do.
Absolutely.
And if we involved in a lifestyle, then that's just what it is. That's the lifestyle. To the point it takes over the business aspect of it. It makes people not want to.
But that's been proven.
That's actually genius what you just said. What you just said is genius. Every day I wake up and I pray and I say to myself, please don't let this be the day I get tricked off the streets or nobody tries me to that aspect that I have to literally all that I work for. It's very hard. It's very hard to do that, and it gets harder because, you know, there's crash test dummies out there.
They are.
Right? So, and it's proven that every single rapper, singer, entertainer, somebody that's even valedictorian, back to the devil jumping in, that's the moment where you're right there on that line. Right, and everybody's looking at you. So the thing is, you have to be smart. You got to move like you're the work, you're the product, you're the investment. And I've seen it time and time again. Rappers will get to this certain level, and then they get their heads knocked off. Whether it be they go into the federal penitentiary, whether it be they get killed by their own. And so that is a disastrous thing. But however, the flip side to that, nowhere I'd rather be than being here. Nowhere I'd rather be representing these people right here because this is what made me. This is what we set out to do when I go to other markets. I love everywhere I go. Everywhere I touch down, to me, I feel like there is no bad places, right? I may have bad experiences, but I make the best out of anywhere. I could be anywhere in the world and I'm gonna find something good about that place, right? I've had stories I can tell you all about experiences in Japan where I almost went to jail for a couple of years over some little bit of weed stuff. A lot of places I've been that was like, oh my God, like I can't believe I got in this situation in life. I can't wait to get home. When I was soul searching on where to come back or where to live, where to set up the office and you know, where to bring all the accolades that we got for Others records and everything that I've been doing my whole life, every single person that I brought from out of town to come visit would always say, this is where you belong. You need to be in Greensboro. Greensboro is where it's at. This is the love. And then I started walking around downtown and seeing all kinds of stuff being built. I'm seeing a lot of new life, a lot of construction, new highways, the housing that went up. So and then you say, with that formula, it's not like we're going backwards. We're not dwindling. So it may take the older generation of rappers here to help the newer ones and singers get to where they gotta go. And you push the culture forward, and that's how I feel. But it is disastrous, and it's also glorious at the same time, to answer that question.
I did. Let's get to moving forward, man.
Get to move forward. What we doing?
Okay, so now that you done graduated college at Western Carolina and everything, where did you take off from there?
Well, I had a plan, which is crazy, and I go back and I look at my plan. I even look at some of the notes and some of the things that I've written down, and my plan was very simple. I'm gonna get on the radio here in Greensboro, 102 Jams, and start my record label. Because I started the thought and the idea of Others Records at Western Carolina. I was on college radio there. The first group I ever interviewed in my life, college radio, was Outkast. You know, they came, this was during the second album. And so I had a vision. And so I studied Atlanta, I studied LA, I studied New York, but mainly ATL. Spent a lot of time in Atlanta, lived in Atlanta like 4 different times in my life, and I said to myself, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna get on the radio here, but I'm gonna do things on the radio, because my thing wasn't to go float around to different stations and roll around the country. It was, I'm gonna build a label through this radio station. Simple. So what that means, I'm gonna work the overnight shift, I'm gonna work part-time, I'm gonna do things nobody else wants to do, I'm gonna show up on time, I'm gonna make this my main focus, I'm gonna get married to the radio station. They're gonna let me get on these airwaves. That's how my thing. I had no plan B. My plan B would have probably had me, in prison somewhere. So, or dead. So I was like, I gotta do it. This is my chance. So I have to honor this place, this radio station, and I have to do everything that I can not to get fired, but still be me and still create this community, create the hottest parties, and create everything that I want to do, because this is gonna be my outlet for the music. And that was the mission. And it kind of all came true,
Right.
Amazingly. So thank God. I can't take credit for it. It's really all God, really. All of it. Because there's been so many times where it wasn't gonna happen, but God somehow let it happen, made it happen.
So how did you meet Luke Nasty, man? How did y'all get into y'all situation?
So Luke was a part of a group called the 336 Boys. Luke had so it was him, Bryson. It was 4 guys, right? And Luke's teammate or group mate, you would say, on the label or on the group was Bryson Gray, Be Serious at the time. And his mom, Miss Toya, was on a plane next to my guy Rob. And Rob was going out west. They had a conversation. She's like, yeah, my son's in a group. Long story short, Rob gets me to host their mixtape. I hear him from the first day, no lie. I see Luke and I meet Bryson and I hear their music and see them make the beats. I'm like, oh, these kids are geniuses. Music's something you're born with. So I can sit there and try to learn the saxophone all day long. I try to learn how to sing. I can learn to try to do everything, but if you ain't got it, you just don't got it. It's a born situation. Like, it's really like you could try to create an AI and try to create a hit artist, but it's something that you're born with. These guys were making hit records at 15. So I did the deal with Mr. Gray and Miss Gray for them, and we started rocking with 336 Boys. So I've known Luke since he was 15 years old. And then he went solo because the group kind of had different ideas. The interesting story was they had a song called Twerk Time. Shake for the Money, they still play in the clubs to this day. Right now, 326 Boys, you can walk in clubs in North Carolina, they still playing Shake for the Money. But there was a song called Twerk Time, and L.A. Reid was an epic at the time. Loved the record. I got my man City Under Siege. He hears the record. They love the record. They're ready to do a deal. The time Bryson doesn't want to do twerk music no more. So that song is dead. It's over. K-Stylus ended up getting that deal. I ended up introducing K-Stylus to City and my dude Tony, and next thing you know, K-Stylus was off to the races. I always loved the integrity that Bryson and Luke have when it comes to their music. But yeah, I've known him since he was 15. Later on, he went solo. Let Me Hear It Might Be. Same time I'm getting ready to leave the radio, and man, the rest is history.
The rest
is history.
How long were you at 102?
17 years.
17 years.
Yes.
That's awesome. When you left 102, you left the state, didn't you?
I left the state.
Where did you go?
Moved to San Francisco.
Okay.
And that was one of those real leaps of faith. Like, I'd done everything I wanted to do here. Mm-hmm. So me, I always think about, I live by one thing only, ever forward, never backwards. Every day on the radio, I thought I was gonna get fired. Every day that I walked into that radio station, I thought for 100% I'm about to get fired. Why am I gonna get fired? Because I'm doing the craziest stuff on the radio. We got strippers, we got battle rappers, we got car shows. I'm doing everything. I'm asking for forgiveness rather than permission. So I have an idea, I'm just gonna do it. And the numbers came back. So when I walk into the radio station, I'm like, oh, this is the day, that's it. Same thing when I owned the club out here. I felt like every day was gonna be the grand closing. So that was my mindset. And so when I left radio, Ghazi called me one day and was like, listen, I want you to come to San Francisco. He said, I want you to come out here and I want you to rock with the Mix Show and the A&Ring. I said, bro, let's do it. Not even thinking. At the time, I got a 4-bedroom house on the lake. I got the cars, I own a club. I got everything I want, but one thing I didn't have was the ability to feel good when people ask me, yo, you still do that music? What's up with the label, bro? Y'all still, you know, one thing living out here, they'll let you know if you messed up. And then they'll laugh, like not messed up, but they'll not laugh, but I can't say they're so real in North Carolina. So they're gonna let you know exactly how they feel. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know.
If they hear something about you or see something, they're gonna bring it up. Like, oh, but it's all good.
Still doing that podcast.
You still doing that podcast stuff over there? Oh, okay, they know everything, and they know everything about you. They know everything, and it's just a nice way of being like, yeah. It's kind of like a nice way of saying. It's like a nice way of saying, you really ain't made it yet the way you want to.
Yeah.
Right?
Holding us accountable, to be honest with you.
So when I said, so you know what I say? I said, yeah, bro, I'm coming. I'm coming to San Francisco. And I think none else of it. Right? And every single person I saw, bro, I'm about to go out here to San Francisco. My cousin, brother, one of my best friends just started a company called Empire. Nobody heard of Empire like that. Everybody looked at me like the TV show. Like, nah, not the TV show. Like, what? You leaving radio? You signing your club? Like, what are you doing? The same time Luke Nasty dropped Might Be. Might Be, Luke gives me Might Be in August. I'm going to San Francisco October 1st to start at Empire. Nobody knows. First time I heard Might Be, I was on the radio. DJ Earn played at the phone lines and started going crazy. And he like, yo, that's your little brother Luke Nasty just made that. Luke was just DJing when I was solo. He wasn't really like Luke Nasty, right? And I'm like, I call Luke and I'm like, bro, what's up with this record, man? He just started laughing. Oh, man, I really care. I ain't nothing. I just did the song. That's what he said. I said, bro, man, meet me like tonight. We got to get the business handled on this because this is going to be a life changer. I knew it.
Right.
Because the phone lines, yo, what's that? What's that? Everybody's calling the radio station for like an hour asking about this record. It was like, man, one of the moments in life, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the sound.
I know you got something.
That's the one. Let's go. Run it. Come on. That's
what's up.
That's it.
Hell of a story, hell of a run.
Man. And we still running somehow.
Still running.
Still running. Yeah, he's still dropping hits.
Sure.
Didn't he just drop some new stuff?
Yeah, bro, got a new song. And got some real big features on the way, too. So we've been working.
Who are some of your other artists that you're working with out of Trey? I mean, not Trey Lloyd.
Carolina.
Out of the Carolinas.
No, but Trey Fo, we worked with Wu 2 times. Shout out to Wu. That was dope. VBS Diamond, she's from the Trey Fo. So Winston-Salem. Also, Sean Milley out of South Carolina. Real big R&B artist. Y'all gonna definitely be on the lookout for Sean Milley. He's gonna definitely be charting and getting all kinds of plaques real soon. Real R&B music. Man, I ran into Rico Barrino last night. That was amazing. That was my boy, day one. Yeah, so you know, one of our early successes and early anything was with Rick. So that's my brother, day one, A1. So many talented artists. Juice God out of Fayetteville. Man, I mean, it's just like just a long list.
It's a long list.
Yeah, and growing. We're kind of growing. Every day, keep growing, keep adding on.
Y'all gonna do something with the sister, Fantasia?
Man, I'd love to. Absolutely.
Right?
That's the only matter of time.
That's what's up. Let her get on the hook or something, you know.
Got to, bro. That's mandatory. That is mandatory. And got some Southern Soul artists coming too. Southern Soul artists, Black country artists.
Yeah. So are you liking this new wave we got going with the country?
Man, I like it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I put on one cowboy hat one time in my life a couple weeks ago at the Grand. I ain't never in my life wore a cowboy hat. I was always rooting for the Indians, you know? I felt like I was an Indian, you know? Like, so I always felt the way about the Cowboys. Not the football team, because I know that's everybody's favorite team. We know that, right? You know, but what I'm saying, so, you know, I always sympathize 100%, you know, with the Indian movement. But, man, put on a cowboy hat and I was like, you know what? I like this. Sheriff in town. Then I'm like, get the sound going. Come on, man. It's 803 Fresh, King George. Let's go.
Did you learn to dance?
That's one thing I still ain't learned. I need somebody to teach me how to play that.
Still trying to learn it too.
Come on, man. There's so many lines. Yo, we did a party like from 3 to like 3 p.m. till like 2 a.m. and they line dancing and stuff. I was like robots. Ain't enough drugs in the world, man. I mean, these are the grown-ups that are stepping in the name of love for like 12 hours, and I'm wondering how. Where's the energy come from? Like I was just so puzzled. You know, 'cause I'll go to a party. I can host a party. I can rock a party. We can party for days still. But the way they were line dancing, it was like no way.
I'm glad it came back.
That's just the culture, man. We always did the let you slide and all kind of shit like that. You give us a damn line dance. I was over now.
No, man, they follow me and set it off, and I'm talking about like, I mean, the fans are snapping. Not one person's off with the fans. I'm like, how in 1:30 in the morning y'all still know when the exact time? All of y'all pop, put it back. It's like a movie. Blown away with the fans.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
I love it.
Cause I get tired of going places and nobody was dancing. Everybody just standing around looking at each other.
Oh, it's a new day now.
Yeah.
It's a new day. Now you can get sweaty again.
Yeah.
It's a little ball.
A little calorie.
Yeah.
Yes, and actually where men like to talk to women.
Yeah.
Back around, finally, too.
You know, it was a science with the DJing, man. You set it off it was like from this hour and this hour you partying your ass off, and then like towards the end of the night they winding it down. They setting it up, and then the last few songs, the slow songs, you better grab your soda.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Friends. You might
put your beers in for a night.
All that. That's your last moment right there.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, that was before you had the phone. You couldn't slide into the DM. So you got a few seconds to pull your move.
Right.
Before you get up out of there, and you're never gonna see that chick ever again the rest of your life. So you gotta.
Right.
DJ has to.
Yeah, the DJ
had to aid and abet the whole town, the whole situation. You're right. It was a theory to it. It was a theory. You had to do it as a DJ. I'm a DJ first. But later when the phone came into play, and then the VIP ropes. Shout out to Atlanta. I think I was at a little spot one time, and I knew that the dance floor was dead because I went to the spot, and I swear it was like probably in around 2010 or 11, and it was like a place. It was like a little chicken shack. I swear it was like just they're just serving chicken and beer, and they had a VIP rope, and I'll never forget looking at the place wasn't even nice at all, but everybody was behind the VIP rope. But I mean, it's a place I got a cash register to get the food and stuff. So I was like, oh, so the dance floor's gonna die. But TikTok came, and those people that were used to doing the TikTok are now old enough to go to the clubs now. So the dance floor comes back. And it's a financial thing as well. I mean, how much hookah and bottles can you really, and 15 seconds on the gram can you do? You gotta get back to the dance floor.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
Do you still DJ from time to time?
Yeah, hobby-wise. Mm-hmm. I host parties that I throw, and then hobby, and then unless they want to book me, you know what I'm saying, then we can still do that. But standing back there 4 hours, to be honest with you, and then having somebody yell at me about something that they want to hear or whatever, I can't do it. But I have a lot of DJs that I refer, we lock into. But that's a hobby, for sure, for life.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Got anybody want to shout out, man?
I want to shout y'all out, man. Everybody part of the Dirty Talk podcast. Both of y'all. And just everybody, man. Everybody's listen, look at my G right there. You see, you gotta get yourself. Of course. Big Ant has booked us many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Ant has been there. I believe we went to Hickory with you or something. Lenore. That's close. But then shout outs to everybody, man. Everybody. What I mean, we here.
No doubt. So what we got here, man? We got the merch over here.
So there's a merch. So basically, we came back to North Carolina for give y'all a mission statement real quick. The whole idea is to create an ecosystem. Shout out to Goody Mom. This is one of the first groups we ever opened up for ever in life. Timo is my guy. Shout out to Dre in Atlanta with Hydro Pop. I met Dre in the early 2000s. God bless the death. My dude Latif was at Atlanta's Cafe, and that's where my uncle's spot used to be, and I used to throw the parties there on Friday. One of my first real successes in the city. And Latif came and told me about this guy who got these weed lollipops that he met in Atlanta. And so instantly I flew bro up. We started rocking. He was bringing these lollipops with weed flavor called Dro Pops. At the time, we were in the Dro bags. We had a relationship as far as like business for like 20 plus years. This year we decided to do Hydro Pops here. Shout out to my cousin, Mr. Bootyman. He got 2 smoke shops in Rock Hill and in Pineville. And so being around the smoke shop culture, I was like, yo, this is perfect for the THCA, the gummies, the merch. Music and marijuana go hand in hand.
Okay.
Right? So everybody likes to get high and listen to music. They like to be in the club. They want to be, feeling good. So this time, instead of coming here and opening the club first, we're going to do this, get the merch, do the mic drops, give them the good smoke, give them the good flavor, and create this ecosystem out here. Because that's really what it's all about. You got to create that. So, like, one of the things about music, right, is what? She does the marketing and promotion. You do the production. He does the financing. This is how you're going to push your motivation and your vision forward. Because your motivation without the vision, without the proper know-how, isn't going to go anywhere. Any city that's ever really blew up in music, they had the actual city supporting them, not just the streets, but the county commissioners, the mayors, the police department. Everybody had a hand in Atlanta where you could come in with big cars and go to these clubs and throw thousands of dollars at the strip club. And guess what? The record starts getting hot. Now the A&Rs and those big labels at the time would come and sign that artist. And before you know it, millionaires were created. Those millionaires created jobs for everybody. So then everybody has to play a role, and then you have to be able to finance it the right way. So I figured this time, you know what, we're going to come finance it with a store first, where we could do the merch. I could let artists come in here, perform, then I could put their merch in here. People that want to get legal THCA, they come in and get the legal THCA with the right COAs.
Okay, so what's the name of this store now?
This is Hydro Pops.
Hydro Pops.
Yes.
And we're located where?
West Market Street in Greensboro.
Okay.
Yes. All part of the Dirty Talk movement.
And so you say you do have local artists come and get on the mic too.
Right here. We've done over 50 mic drops. And this was just an idea. We're just literally doing a cookout outside. So I was doing a free cookout, giving food away to everybody. So my guy Crazy Hustle and Dropman, I think Dropman was in here, and then a bunch of rappers show up like always, and they're in here rapping. So I love the whole art form. So, and I'm a go person. So when I ask people to do something, it's that split second, you don't know who I'm next to. So you're a rapper, rap. Man, I gotta go get my lyrics, I gotta go get high, I gotta go get drink. No, go. So everybody just goes, everybody's spitting for like, so he's filming at that moment. I just said, they do a mic drop from the shop, boom. Big Fred was out there cooking, Jordan was around, everybody was here. Shout out to Day Day, everybody was doing the cookout. Next thing you know, a split second idea turned into my guy Steve Ray's, who does the movies, literally is now booking people to come in. People like everywhere I go now, they're asking about the drop from the shop. So it was an instant thing. It was like literally so fast. And now we get more requests for drops from the shop than people coming here to shop for the smoke, which is kind of crazy. So it just evolved, because everything that we're gonna do is gonna be about benefiting something musically for all of us to win. That's it right there.
Love it, man. I love it.
Nah, man, I appreciate it.
I applaud you for the great ideas, man. Just to keep them going.
Hey, I'm not gonna front, y'all motivated me today. Y'all inspire me, man. For y'all to come in and set up like this and have the crew ready and everything so professional is really dope. That's fire.
Well, you a legend. We gotta do a read for legend.
Appreciate
Come on
it,
now, come on.
You guys are legendary in your own worlds too. I know y'all. Y'all legends.
Yeah.
This is legendary. This is some trade. You say the trade for, that's the 34th county. Some of the realest people. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, one of my favorite areas in the world.
Talking about.
Come on. The trade. Ricky Ruckus and Kenny G had the song back in the day.
Trade for.
Come on. Come on, killed it. See, when you
Shout out to Kenny Cocaine.
come on, that's my guy.
Shout out to Ricky Ruckus.
Both of them are my dudes right there. So like when you see that, that's what we do it for. That feeling of giving back to the community, giving back in a real place, and letting that place grow. I always just tell people, man, if you could come out of any struggle in the world, right? Where I come from, Lebanon, Free Gaza, Palestine, we come from the struggle. And when you come from the struggle where you might get killed when you walk outside your door because a bomb might go off, you only have a few hours of electricity, warplanes are dropping, you don't know who's right or wrong. People are just literally dropping bombs. In the last 2 years, what we see in Gaza, hundreds of thousands of people dead, kids dead, right? And we get to witness it in real time. And you have an opportunity to live in America where you can literally get government aid, you have electricity, you got food. And so when people start complaining to me about anything about their life, man, I just completely I won't hear nothing.
Right, shut
You feel me? When artists come to me, be like, yo, I was homeless, bro. I'm the hottest. So, like, I'm no disrespect, bro, but you get government assistance. Here we have overweight and big homeless people. Like, how? No disrespect again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But how? Like literally here, you could literally be messed up and you could get government financing. You give you money in other places in the third world, you get nothing.
That's right.
Matter of fact, your bank account might be depleted because inflation hits, or the government ran off with your money, or all of a sudden what was $1,000 in your bank is now $2 in the bank. So that's what happened to my family when we came over here from Lebanon. So when you understand the struggle, and you understand the opportunity, and yeah, everybody's gonna lose, but then you can still keep going. You know, it's never the end of the world. But what happens is people get so spoiled and entitled and feel like it's Sunday, right? I love Sundays, but I'm gonna work on Sunday. Not because I have to, because I want to, because I love what I do. So there's no way that I'm gonna sit ever and get complacent, because the alternative is you fall off and it's over. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all here with me. Y'all here. It's a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Everybody could be anywhere else in life, but we're right here. They're tuning in and watching this, and that's the motivation.
And we all work full-time jobs.
Yes.
Come on, man. And living is a full-time job. But the opportunity you have in America, you could go down the street, scratch off a lottery ticket, and be worth $120 million. And you have to prepare for that as well. Because money's not always the answer.
That's right.
People just get so fixated with money, but don't realize that, what are you going to do with the money?
Yeah.
All right, here's $1 million. What are you going to
Do
do?
with it. Yep. Can't even maintain. Wouldn't even know what to do to maintain it.
You know, one of the things that you asked me earlier, I don't know if you're going to ask it, but a regret is not knowing what to do when you actually get there. Is that for us to think that, you know, in life, you know, I'm going to sit here and prepare for a goal, right, and it hits. Now, instead of doing what I'm supposed to do, or going to get financial advisors or listening, oh, I got it now. So now I'm going to give it away. Then I'm going to be mad at everybody for taking it. It's kind of crazy. So you have to prepare. Why do athletes and rappers have the same thing in common? Sign a big, you know, contract and a lot of money, and then what do? They blow it because they weren't prepared. They never understood that, you know what, when this money comes, it could also work against you.
That's right.
Money is not always the answer. It's only the answer when you don't have it. But when you got it, you got to understand what to do with it. So, like, literally preparing yourself, manifesting, understanding where to go, and working as a team. And humans all have different kind of behavioral issues and problems. And overseeing that and letting the greater goal overtake all of that. That's really like another thing I tell people. You gotta always understand that. That part of the game is crazy. You have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't understand it. You just gotta keep going. And that's why I love it. I love America. I love the United States of America. I don't agree with all the policies, but we can change it, and we're gonna change it. And we have, and we will, and we're gonna keep pushing. That's the main thing.
That's
You know?
That's right.
And that's the real dirty talk.
You know what I mean? That's right.
That's
right.
the real dirty
That's
talk.
right. Dirty talk, dirty talk.
I love it. I
Hey,
love it.
look, last week, man, we had the pleasure of interviewing Tap Money, man. What can you say about that brother, man?
Man, what I can tell you about Tap is, first of all, call me back. That's number one. All right, number two.
On back, Tap.
That's number one. And I don't even want nothing from you, brother. Just call me back. Man, you know, I love you. Tap is one of the dopest dudes. When I was like, okay, it's few people that really believed in me when I got on radio. Because I was so intertwined. First of all right, I'm on radio, and when people used to see me, they were like, I can't believe you're not black. That was the first thing I heard my entire radio career till Instagram came and the videos came and the internet came. But Tap was somebody that was always there, like a real big brother, to help my radio career and believed in the music side. So Tap always let me be me, because when he got in a position of power at the radio station, he never not looked out, if that makes sense. He always looked out.
Gotcha.
And he always was there to fight for things we were trying to do. He saw the greater good, the greater vision. And so that's a big role of him, loving Tap, Busta Brown. I mean, I can sit here and name y'all names till tomorrow, how much I'm thankful for those people that came before me and also helped me during the way. Nothing but good things to say about bro.
That's what's
That's
up.
My brother, I love him to death, man. Yeah, we had a lot of stories together, Tap and me. It's just crazy, man. Like when you're like the underdog, you align yourself up with other underdogs. Then when you become the big dog, you gotta keep that underdog feeling. You know, Meek said it best, you gotta grind like a local artist. Nobody grinds harder than a local artist in the world. You gotta stay that way.
So what do you think about the new crew that's up now, man? Drinks on the Rocks.
Roxy was on the radio with me. I saw the talent in Big Rocks years ago. So I actually put on my show back in the day, 10 o'clock banger, when we first started doing the banger. She's an awesome person, so to see her do what she's doing, amazing. Drank's one of the funniest dudes.
Yeah.
G's, the whole crew. Everybody at that radio station is pushing us forward, so they're repping the 102 Jams brand. I'm always looking at them as family.
Right.
That's
Shout out to Drake. We was allowed to interview Drankins. We haven't got a chance to get Roxy yet.
Yeah, no, Roxy's awesome, man. She's cool. She's dope.
I love to have her on Roxy. I would love to have her on, but
yeah, talented, and just man, it's just awesome.
I love the crew that they got going on now.
Yeah.
It's real dope. I just think I'm still a believer in us getting back to the community, man. I think we shine away from it again.
Yeah, I mean you're absolutely you're right. You gotta get back. You gotta push it to the community. That's the future. See, one of them kids, man, could be the next president. That could be the next big artist. That could be the next person who discovers a cure for a disease that's really killing people currently. So you have to always let the youth lead the way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always push back to the community, and I think you're right. Giving back, every chance I get, that's what I try to do is find a way to give back, especially to the people that's trying to do right. Because a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are, could be in a better place, but not. So you're right. We got to do it.
Is there a politic thing with this with the radio station around here, as far as exploiting the artists? I'm not really exploiting, but just making a lane for the new artists.
Well, this is the advice that I would give every artist about that. I've had a lot of records be played on the radio, and not because I was special, not because I was gifted, and not because I had Michael Jackson and Prince and superstars. It was because you have to figure it out. And what I mean by that is, if I come and I tell you this is the hottest song, this is the hottest THCA smoke, this is the best shirt, right? If I come and I tell you that immediately, as being from where we're from, the first thing you're gonna do is get defensive because you hear this all the time. But if everybody in your crew could tell you that, then you start believing it. So the approach, I love when artists come to me and tell me they're the hottest. It's cool, you gotta believe in yourself first. But what I love more is when other people tell me about that artist. So if you do your due diligence and you hit it, it's a lot easier now to get a song played on the radio than it was 10, 15 years ago. Why? There's the internet. So if the song is really popping and you're getting the streams, you're getting the views, you're getting the Facebook shares, then guess what? You're gonna be something special. Then the radio comes and finds you. You could hire people to work the record. You could figure it out. You could hire the DJ. You could rent a place out and hire every DJ, pay them what they want, and play your music. And eventually, somehow, you're gonna figure it out. And you go to YouTube and go to YouTube University and find out how people play records and get it done. Back then, you didn't have that type of situation, back in the day where that kind of information was even, available.
Right.
That's that 50 Cent play. Going back to the DJ.
100%.
Remember when oh my God, that was a run. That was a hell of a run.
Some things is told, some things is sold.
Sometimes you gotta be bold. Finish that off for you.
Yeah, I know that's right. But
I mean, it's like this though, bro. If you feel like you really want something bad enough, right? It's the hardest thing in the world is to have passion and patience. Yeah. God bless the dead, my man EJ. He used to always call this thing called stage rage. Right? And I tell artists all the time, there's two things artists that gotta pay attention to is your stage rage. Remember, you're performing right now, so this is open mic 101. There's 5 people in the place and you ready to perform for what? But see, they just juice their self up. This is their super jam, this is their summer jam, this is their Rolling Loud. Their friends, what time you going on? We here because of you, man. And they got you so juiced up. Now you're gonna go and you wanna fight everybody involved because you're just ready to perform. But are they ready for you to perform is the question. Did you read the room correctly to see if it's the hottest time of the night for you to perform? What is your crowd like? Right? Or is the crowd turn their back to you? Or you're gonna make them turn this way and then you gotta get them hyped? That's number one. And also understanding your lows. And I tell this to everybody I deal with. Check yourself before you wreck yourself with the lows. What I mean, you are high on a Saturday night, you get to perform, or you do something amazing, you're in the club, you've been drinking, you've been smoking, you could have had sex, whatever you had that you just felt so good that the next day the low hits. Now you hate everybody around you. And you say things and you do things, and words tend to really seep through when you're dealing with artists and managers and record labels. You gotta be careful. There's relationships, right? So if I'm having a bad day, or I'm hitting on a low and I'm not recognizing in my head what a low is, because I'm so crazy that I don't even realize that right now I'm just an offset. So instead of being quiet, I just start lashing out. That could really mess up your career, because that one lash out, you don't know who you're lashing out to.
That's right.
Right? I don't feel like doing this shit today, man. I ain't gonna do that. F them. And then next thing you know, that was your opportunity. But because you let something get you off your pivot, because you hit a low and you didn't recognize your mental health situation, you ended up ruining everything and saying things. And that's really a big thing too when it comes to this, because it's a psychology thing. Music is more psychology. We could, you and me and her and a whole crew could drive to New York City and go have a meeting, and they tell us, hey, we're gonna give y'all a big deal. Y'all a hype, high five and everything. A low hits the next morning, somebody's phone's off, a bill got due, kids back home, something happened. Now they lash out, now the whole thing is over.
Yeah.
Just that fast.
Well,
You know what? That's something I've never seen anyone do, but I've just been in awe listening to you speak. Is the etiquette of the music industry. It's an etiquette to all of this stuff. Like, it's more than just networking. How you gonna maintain those relationships and keep people interested in
you're basically saying a lot of the stuff that people don't talk about. The other side to the coin. You know what I'm saying?
Because you right there, right? You right there. You at a meeting, you're introducing them. Everybody's tired. Everybody has cranky days and not feeling right, and body might not act the way you want it to. But that one moment that you meet somebody, that split second, this could be the person that changed your life.
Yep.
But instead you let the devil win, or you let your own mental state. That's probably 95% of why most people didn't accomplish what they wanted to in life, because they were in the way. Sometimes you gotta get yourself out the way. When people say I'm out the way, that's one of the dopest sayings that we say in our culture, because sometimes you're the problem. Right? So you step back and you check yourself and you say, all right, I'm the problem. I'm tripping. Let me just shut up. You just shut the F up, number one advice. Right? And then get in a car.
Yo, it's a meme going around.
Let me tell you, man, just shut the F up. That's the best thing you can, like, number one favor you can do yourself. Because if I'm about to say these words that my mind is telling me to say, I can never get that back, and then that person's gonna replay it in their head over and over. Now they don't even want to deal with you no more. Now I'm gonna cut you out of my life. It's over. You just sat there and said something, and you could be saying it just out of just pure anger or stress or whatever. And as an artist, you're not realizing this is your whole career now. It's gone, right? Because they'll always make another artist.
Yep.
That's how it goes. They'll always make another beat maker. They always make another. Every year at the Grammys, you see new people with old record execs. New people, old record execs. Every time, same thing. Because the record exec is gonna stay. And they're gonna always need new talent to go and pop off. But then it's like, how do you master oneself so you don't really mess up what your opportunity is and your blessing? That's the biggest thing. And that's why I tell artists all the time, you gotta be careful, right? Because when you get back to where you wanna get to and where you wanna go, everybody's gonna tear you down. Everybody's gonna talk about you. How do you live through that though? How do you sustain? That's key.
Yeah. Well, I could say you gotta let your good days outweigh your bad days, man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell these young kids this now that's coming up in the industry. Know how to read, man. Make sure you what's the P's?
Proper preparation prevents piss poor.
Proper piss poor performance.
There we go. And what about the A's?
You know what I'm saying? What's the A?
Anytime, anywhere, any place.
Hey, anytime.
I'm talking about anytime, 3 in the morning, let's get it.
You gotta be prepared, that's called prepared.
Yeah, because anytime, anywhere, any place, let's get it.
Yeah, when you show up, you gotta be ready to show out. And the whole time you've been talking, all I'm hearing is Eminem's song.
That's right. I lose
Yeah,
your
Mom
Lose yourself.
spaghetti.
Mom, spaghetti's
That's
real.
right.
Now for real, you got that one shot.
That's
What
right.
are you gonna do? It's so many stories. I can sit here till tomorrow tell y'all stories of that one time I had that one shot and for some reason it worked. 95% of the time it worked,
Yeah.
right? Because in my head I said always the same thing. You gotta keep going because this might not be your time. So you just go out and you just, man, grab the mic and go crazy. Bust this business deal down. Get on a plane, go to the other side of the world and take that risk. Roll the dice. Let's get it. And we'll see what happens.
I'm ready. I got a question.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how did you feel about old record execs getting pushed out of the record business, or the Def Jams and RCA's for younger people, and how it's changing the culture of music?
Well-
because the older ones are getting run out for younger folks.
See, that's what he said. Good, right? I don't want to laugh too much, right? I don't want to laugh, but a lot of them had me waiting in their lobbies when I got my Carolina guys, and they tell me be there at 3 and we there at 2:30, and they don't see me till 7 and only give me a reason why they're not gonna give us deals, right? So, old and young is only terms of mentality-wise, right? It's not about age. Right now, the average Southern Soul artist is pretty older, and they're getting record deals, right, from younger execs.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a whole anomaly. But if you don't understand what's going on with the culture, then you don't belong in this time zone. Meaning that
That's
you
all.
get $5,000 for a million streams on Spotify, 6,000 for Apple, right? So back in those days, they could burn through bigger budgets.
Right.
So we see an artist, we're gonna give them $1 million advance. We're gonna bet the house on them, right? But then all these yes people are gonna eat off of them, and then start stealing from the budget and start doing other things. Trim the fat. What do you really need? What is that kid really worth? Right? So I go and I always skew to the younger when it comes to what's popping. Sometimes I might go do a club or go pop up at a club, right? Not because I want to be the young dude in the club. I know who I am. I know that I know the owner, and I know that we probably sit down and talk about all kinds of stuff, percentage points, all kinds of different, business, what's going on, the market shares and everything. But I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is what are they dancing to? What song is popping? What's the BPM? What's the fashion like? What's the culture that's pushing it forward? Because again, why I love my state so much is because we're always on the cutting edge of what's popping. So the younger person can tell you something and you have to listen to them just as much as the older person. But how they're getting their music and what they're willing to spend their money on and what your kids want you to pay for them to go what concert series, that's important, right? Because they want to go see this person. So a lot of times the older way wasn't working because a kid can sit in his bedroom right now and put a song up and upload it to all the DSPs and go viral and do this little dance on TikTok, and next thing you know, 2 million streams a week is happening. But then you have somebody else that has all the talent, all the race, an amazing, beautiful personality, awesome image, but they just don't connect with the streams.
Right.
They're just not connecting with the audience, right? So then what happens then? You spend $2-3 million on this person. Now there's accountability coming. Okay, you said this was hot. We spent how much? Oh yeah, you out of here. And that's the importance of not having yes people around. Because when a yes person, oh yeah, that's hot. Man, I've been in rooms, man, where I know this shit has not been hot, especially in major cities. But I sit there and I look around and I see he's nodding his head fakely. He's nodding his head fakely, right? She's nodding her head fakely because it's a check. Because they're all up under your project. You're the project manager. You just swindled this record company for whatever. Now they get to pay their bills for the next year. So let's not argue with you and tell you that's the wrong artist. But then that year time comes and we've lost $3-4 million.
Now you want to tell.
Now it's over. Already got a new job. Dipped on you. Don't know you no more. And you left by yourself, saying you used to be president of this label. whatever. And that was something I always dreaded. I dreaded that, and I dreaded anybody saying I robbed them later on in life. So those are the two things that took me a little bit longer to quote unquote make it in this business, because those are two things that I said I don't ever want to be. I'm not a robber, I'm a hustler. So I'm not putting on no black mask, I'm not doing none of that. But I am a hustler that can help you take something for $2 and sell it for $4. That's been in my blood since we were selling candy from Big Lots in middle school. Like, that's just in my blood, right? But at the same time, education and seeing what's next. Being on the cutting edge of what's next is so important. And that's why the old, quote unquote, right? When we say old, we're not talking age again, we're talking about mentality, right? If you went from having a warehouse full of CDs to now relying on iTunes, now relying on streams, right? So what's next? Me, I'm already looking at robots. Okay, robots are gonna come and AI is gonna come. So now how do I get my music on the robots? And how will I get a robot to play my music all day, every day, right? Because that's gonna count as streams. How do we get AI? AI is gonna come whether we like it or not. AI is coming, already here. The AI artists are gonna work. It's gonna be what it is, right? So this is the futuristic thinking. I was on radio years ago telling every radio station for a fact, yo, you guys need to get Spotify pages. While I was still on air, I used to try to go get the person that was viral and come on my show with me that's gonna be an influencer. Because I saw where radio was headed.
Speaking of that,
right?
How does it feel to have to be working with a platinum artist right now?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing. That's my dog. We did that together. Bro's one of the dopest people. Shout out to Luke again. But he's an amazing dude, man. It's in general couldn't have been a better artist. And many more to come. Man, we ain't stopping. One thing I do, like, I haven't even hung the plaques up in the shop yet, but I'm gonna plaque it out soon. But I got enough plaques, put them everywhere, right? But I felt like before we do that,
come back to see that.
Oh no, well, you guys have to come back.
Yeah.
And of course, but that's the goal now. The goal is to do that and to keep doing it and repeating and creating such a huge community of success.
The beast from the Middle East.
My man, just for you to bring that up is crazy. That is crazy. That was crazy. That was definitely
Waleed Coyote, y'all.
different.
Waleed Coyote.
Man, it's been such a pleasure, man. Come on, y'all the greatest, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
This is my pleasure, man.
And allowing us to come up here once again.
I'm ready to do the podcast here with y'all soon, right?
Man, let's do it. I'm ready to go. We're still free agents now.
Come on, I'm ready, man.
Still out here, free agents.
I love it, man. Just seeing what y'all doing, coming in here, setting up and doing all that. Big hand going from, making sure that everything sound right, to playing security at the door, to being Suge Knight. I love it.
Man, man.
Office hours from 9 to 5, man. I see you, brother.
I love my crew, man.
Yeah.
We're a big family.
I love it.
We take care of each other.
That's beautiful. The camaraderie is amazing.
That's
beautiful, man.
That's right. Relationship's been over 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
How'd y'all meet?
Oh, we was in a group.
Man, oh Lord,
We was around together.
have mercy back way back many moons ago.
Yeah, we went to college together.
Some state, SU.
I knew y'all about to say SU.
Yeah, SU.
I know. Yeah. True tobacco spin. It's gonna be somewhere. I get out of that. I went to Western Carolina. I was like, man, let me get out this fight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's
biggest beef ever, right?
No, that's the biggest beef, bro. That's right there. It goes crazy.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I think we cut an album together, and we got to perform at Free Nick and a lot of different stuff back in the day.
That's beautiful.
And then I guess time.
Yep.
Father time came.
All the time.
We started having kids and children,
Wow.
and then so now it's been a 360.
I love it.
360 thing. I came up, me and Chris Beats came up with the Dirty Talk Pod, and we just been taking it there. And I said, you know what? I need a woman energy on this. And I thought about Brick, and we just made it happen, man. And I also bought my cousin QT. She's not here at the moment, but she's part of the crew too. We also got another lovely lady. She crazy ass. She wasn't able to make it, but like I said, man, I do have some talented people working. We all working together, and we all have a love for music.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's been our first love, regardless. Music and the entertainment thing.
Best part of the world, man. Music is like such a healer. People, man, it's so intimate with people. Relationships that's formed off of a song for what you remember when you first heard a song, the nostalgia. It lasts forever.
And I commend youth that like to get into the music, because music is not only music. Music is math. Music is science. Music is magic.
It is.
Amen. It's magic, and it can pay you for the rest of your life.
Actually, sound waves can actually move the molecular structure in your body.
Correct.
If you get the right sound waves going. So that's what I mean by it.
That's a genius thing you just said. And that's
science.
That's beautiful, man, because you're right. Because where else can you play anything and see humans just start, like right now, if everybody got up and started dancing, doing all the dances, you would look insane with no music. Right? For the human body to start moving a certain way, it's insanity without music.
Just like how you said when you was DJ, you couldn't believe how everybody started two-stepping and shit.
Man.
And knowing how to pop that flag.
No, popping the fan was another world for me.
It was the frequencies.
Yeah, recently. For all of it to be together. And then how one song can transition Chinese people, black people, white people, Spanish people, Arab, Jews, whatever it is, the same song could be in that same room making the same exact thing happen. You know how powerful that is? You could play Raw Bass, It Takes Two, right? And you can see old white people dancing, and you can take it to a young urban club and see young minorities dancing to the same song. That's always been so fascinating right there. You know, like
it's called love, y'all. It's called love. L-O-V.
It's called love. And spell love without the O. You already know.
You know, come on. You know, come on. But anyway, we're gonna have a part 2 to this.
We gotta have a part 2.
You know what I'm saying? I want to thank Waleed Coyote for coming on and dropping this knowledge and wisdom on us. And his experiences. Y'all go check that out at Dirty Talk Pod 336. Don't stare, but share.
Like and subscribe.
Don't hide it, divide it. You know what I'm talking about?
Love it.
Until next time.
Hey, peace, love, and hair grease. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, Chris, go there. 5, 4, 3, 2.